Today we're going to ask ourselves, which is better, a foldy phone or a slidey phone? Hey guys, my name is May, and if you don't know me, I'm a Twitch streamer by nature. I do pretty much everything on Twitch on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and with the addition of Monday now, as I'm not in medical school currently. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about two phones, the Galaxy Z Fold 2 and the LG Wing. We're going to be talking about which one's better as far as what fits you better, what fits the general population better, price points, phone statistics, everything that we can think of we're going to be getting into today. I'd just like to make it known that I don't actually have a Galaxy Z Fold 2. I went to the Best Buy store local to me, and I got to use it for about an hour's time. So I have some videos and some pictures, and it's going to be a lot of stories, but I can definitely tell you a bunch about it as I did get to use it for an elongated period of time. So you won't be seeing me have it right next to me as I have my Wing next to me. I don't have a Fold next to me. I hope we can get by that and look at the rest of the video footage and pictures and everything else that I have of the phone. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and start talking about some good stuff with you guys. So I think a really good place to start is the price point on these phones. Right now we're looking at both screenshots of the websites. One had to be from Verizon because LG doesn't actually have the price on their website. But on Samsung's website, you can see that you can get it for $1,000. However, you have to have a brand new phone to trade in. Essentially one of their latest phones, maybe an iPhone 10 or 11, something worth their money back. At the same time, we're talking about, by base price, a $1,000 difference. $1,999.99 versus $999.99. So when we're looking at this phone, that is something to consider, is that everything that I talk about here in this video, we're talking about you're paying $80 a month versus $41 a month. You're paying $2,000 up front for the Fold compared to $1,000 for the Wing. And just let this leave a mark on what you think is right for you, because if you make the decision and there might not be any going back depending on what company you use, depending on what their return policy is, or if you don't like one, you can always switch to the other. I know at Verizon you can swap out one for the other. But yeah, everything I talk about in this video, just consider that. So the next thing I want to talk about is the design aspect of both phones. What's better for your usage, essentially. With the Wing, what you're getting, and I can show it to you here, is the phone, and then you get the extra screen, which preferably I like to use it this way, kind of hold it like this, and do what I'm doing on this screen, on the big screen, the main screen, and then whenever I need to, use this screen. And that works for me. I find myself using the big screen way more without having to use the little screen based on the size of the phone itself. Being a bigger phone in general, with the screen size, which I'll put on the screen probably up here right now. And so yeah, with that screen size, you don't really need to use the second screen, but I use it when I'm in dire need of it. So like when I'm driving, I can have two things on my phone, like my map, and then I can have my music on there without having to scroll down and switch. It's pretty convenient. Now we're going to compare that to the Fold, which has a tiny little screen on the front, which is about 2/3 the size of this. I'll show some pictures and some videos throughout my talking here, and that is your normal phone. And then when you go to flip it open, now you have one big screen essentially that is way bigger, and it's a square. So you can argue that you could do more stuff on the big square. However, if you want to multitask on that square, it ends up being two of those little screens that are on the front combined. They are a little bit bigger based on the bevel size and some of the things like the camera cutout on the top and the speaker on the front, compared to there's not a speaker cutout, and everything else on the Galaxy Fold. Which leads me into another great point. On the Galaxy Fold, your camera is just a little cutout. It's a punch hole camera, which means that at all times there will be a dot on your screen. No matter what side you flip it on, it's always going to be there. There is no motorized unit like there is in the LG Wing. There is no basic like cutout, kind of like how an iPhone does it, the notch. It's a punch hole, and so things go around it, which means that you can swipe over it and nothing will happen because there's no touchscreen pressure on the camera. So that is something that I've found that I probably wouldn't like. I don't know about you guys. That could be something perfectly fine with as long as you're keeping track of where it is. But for me, the punch hole, I don't know, it wasn't that good. I do like the motorized feature of the LG Wing a lot better than I like the punch hole on the Galaxy Fold, but that's something for you guys to consider too. I mean, it is way bigger of a screen. There is a lot more that you can do and a lot bigger stuff that you can do on that screen, but the punch hole is something that you'll have to sacrifice when going in and looking at that fold. And another thing I'd like you to consider is that with the Wing, it's not flush. So you can see that there's a lip, obviously because of the swivel motion with the phone folding up on top and then revealing the little screen on the bottom. There is a lip. That is something that the Fold doesn't have, but it has its own issues as well. I took some pictures of there's a crease that goes in the middle. It still has touch screen receptibility. You can still touch that area. I tested that out. However, between the screens, there's this little divot. And when you're running your finger across, it's a very, very clear divot. You can feel it. So again, more things to consider both ways. I mean, no matter what, you're not going to get flush. I think the Galaxy Fold holds the closest to flush that you can get, but there is that divot there. It's not a completely straight screen, and I think we can expect that with our current technology right now. That it's not completely flush and hard. There is kind of like a squishy middle divot to that, compared to a big glass, because it's part of the screen, lip on the LG Wing. Here are some statistics from the phones that we're going to go into. So just looking at them both, very similar but very different at the same time. On the left here I have the Galaxy Z Fold 2. You can see that the standby time and the usage time is way lower, and that's because of technically 3 screens, I want to say. One big screen being made up of 2, and one front screen. Way more usage out of the phone compared to the LG Wing, which may not be used as far as the other functionality of it, the smaller screen. If you're going for camera, then don't even consider the Galaxy Z Fold 2. I'm just gonna say that straight up front. It's got 12 megapixel all across the board, front and back cameras. Now the LG Wing, this is kind of where it exceeds, front camera being a 32 megapixel and back camera having a 64 megapixel with a 13 megapixel ultra wide and a 12 megapixel ultra wide with the hexa motion sensors, which is a really nice feature that I displayed in my last video if you want to check that out. The width and the height, I mean, they are what they are. The weight are pretty similar. I don't think you're going to notice any difference between the two phones. Even when I was holding it in the store, granted that one was tied, the Galaxy Z Fold 2 was tied down to the store, I could still feel that they were pretty similar. So there was nothing much that really signified anything there. Now going on to some more important stuff, the screen size, you can see that the folded, so that little mini screen is 6.2 and it's an 816 by 2260 megapixel screen, which is a very weird ratio there. Now going over to the right side, the front screen, the main screen, 6.8 inches, it's got the FHD plus OLED, 2460 by 1080, which is going to give you some nicer picture than the front screen of the of the Galaxy Z Fold. Now this one also the Galaxy Z Fold also comes with a pre-installed screen protector, which is funny because the last time that's what they thought they had on the original Galaxy Fold, but it did not turn out to be the case. Unfolded, you got another weird ratio there. Again, it's more like a square, and then the secondary screen on the LG Wing being 3.9 inches, another OLED display compared to the 7.6, which is massive, although it is a square on the unfolded Galaxy Z Fold. Battery life, you're going to see a bigger battery in the Z Fold compared to the battery life in the LG Wing, and that's because it is powering a lot more than what the LG Wing is doing. Again, you're not always going to use the Wing feature of the LG Wing. It really comes down to you kind of are forced to use the bigger screen most of the time on the Galaxy Z Fold when you're doing something that requires more than the really thin 816 by 2260 screen on the front. Storage, you're stuck with 256 gigabytes, no expandable memory in the Galaxy Z Fold 2. Comes with 12 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM. So it does have more RAM, I'll give it that. However, going over to the right, you'll see that it has 256 gigabytes, and it is expandable up to 2 terabytes with 8 gigabytes of RAM. And then going down a little bit, you can see all the networking that is there. And then last but not least, the processors. Now I did a little bit of research on these processors. I'm not too good with phone processors as I am with like PC processors, but on the Galaxy Z Fold, the Snapdragon 865 Plus is rated so well in performance compared to the Snapdragon 765 5G on the LG Wing, and it's like a 30% boost in gaming, a 30% boost in just normal usability. The only thing that I could find that the LG Wing processor has going for it is that it is more battery efficient, which is another tie-in to why this phone lasts a lot longer than the Galaxy Z Fold 2. So yeah, they were both 5G compatible and 4G compatible. So looking at that, I mean that's what you're paying for right there. There's your $2,000 difference, or I'm sorry, there's your $1,000 difference that you're paying for between the two phones, other than what I've shown prior to being the screen. So as you can see, I'm a little tired now. I spent all day working, so back at the computer, and we could talk a little bit more about what's going on. So ending this section off, basically what's going on is if you're getting a phone for a camera and you also like the functionality of 2 screens, then the LG Wing is your guy to go to. If you want a cool phone to play games on, you can have a tablet and a phone all in once. Maybe that's the better work environment for you. Then Galaxy Z Fold 2, that's your guy. It really all comes down to if you want a huge screen that acts like a tablet, but you don't mind having a little screen on the front, or if you want a normal phone that also has the functionality that no other phone has right now, which is like a little mini side screen or a bottom screen or a top screen, however you want to have it. Preferably, I'm a picture taker. I'm a new dad. I have a 1 and almost a half-year-old now. The LG Wing is the phone for me. I would have gone it even if it didn't have such a good camera, but the fact that everything about it is stunning is a nice little flex for it. And talking about the two phones just a little bit more, essentially it really comes down to if you're a technology geek. If you're watching this video and you have no intention of buying either one of these phones, but you're watching my video to try to convince yourself, get a normal phone if that's what suits you. If you're totally trying to buy one of these phones, I can tell you that from experience, they've both been pleasant phones. I only used the Fold for about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, but it was not a bad experience. It was very fun to use. I don't know if it was a gimmick because it was the first time I actually got to touch it and hold it. But you could say the same thing about the LG Wing. It could be nice at first for the first few days, and then could be a gimmick afterwards. With the Fold, I want to say wait until Generation 3 comes out, then they're gonna master it by then. Same with the Wing. Maybe you wait for the Wing 2, and that's the perfect phone. Maybe it's flush next time. Both the screens are the same, like they're parallel, so there's no gap. Same thing with the Z Fold 2. Maybe everything is better. Maybe it's a normal phone on the front, and then you open it up, and all of a sudden, you get a bigger screen. So it comes down to you. Going from like an average buyer's perspective, the LG Wing takes it all the way, not only in price, but also because you get a normal phone out of it. I can't stress that enough, is that you get a normal phone out of it. You also get the added bonus of the Wing feature, the swivel feature, compared to a smaller phone and a bigger phone all at once. That is my opinion, but also I think that once you see them in person, both of them in person, once you hold them, once you get used to them like I have, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. And I know a lot of people won't have the chance to do that, but I think that that is really what's going on here. But for now, that is my time here. I appreciate everybody for watching. Thank you. Fun statistic, 89% of my audience hasn't subscribed yet, so if you made it through almost 15 minutes, maybe even a little bit more than 15 minutes of this video, please leave me a subscribe. That would help me out so much. I just hit 200 subscribers yesterday, and I am beyond the moon happy right now. I'm crazy happy, so thank you guys. I appreciate you. More content to be coming soon, and yeah, just have fun, okay? And be safe.